Hey everybody, we're going to be reading another Christmas read aloud. This is always one of my favorites. It's called Olive the Other Reindeer. Some of you guys might have read this in previous grades. It's just so good and it's so punny that I have to always go back to it every year. And it never fails that it's always so good. So we're going to do a book walkthrough. We've got the front cover, our spine, and our back cover. Then we've got our title page. Title page tells you the title. It tells you the authors. There's two authors and the illustrator. The author is Vivian Walsh and J. Otto Siebold. And the illustrator is J. Otto Siebold as well. So he also wrote the words and he drew the pictures. All of the other reindeer sounds like what song? Be thinking of that because that's going to give you good schema going into this book. Every day, Olive took her daily dog walk. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Today was a winter's day. It was the holidays. There was music playing outdoors. People were singing along. All of the other reindeer. Olive was too shy to sing. She hummed. These pictures are very unique. They use the same color scheme. Almost looks like he cut out certain pictures and pasted them in. Back at her doghouse, Olive was wrapping presents and listening to the radio. She heard the same song again. All of the other reindeer, went the song. Olive the other reindeer, Olive sang along. Olive the reindeer, said Olive. I thought I was a dog. I must be a reindeer. It was the time of year when all reindeers reported to the North Pole to help Santa Claus. Olive put down her scissors carefully and marched out the door. She took one bus and then two buses. She got there just in time. Santa was checking his list for the second time. Elves were busy helping the reindeer and loading the sleigh with presents for all of the good girls and boys. Everyone was getting ready to go. Olive took her place. Santa noticed that there was a little dog in the lineup. Santa knew a lot about dogs. For instance, they can't fly. But as it was time to go, he decided to give Olive a chance. Comet, the biggest reindeer, used a piece of extra ribbon to make sure Olive was tied in safe and tight. Now they were ready to go. Olive was surprised it was so easy to fly. Why was it so easy to fly? You're right, because the reindeer are really the ones who's flying. Olive is so silly. The other reindeer were very curious about the new helper. They looked at Olive so much they weren't watching where they were going. Uh-oh. That tells me there might be a disaster coming up. Crash! They flew smack into the top of a too-tall tree. Oh dear, said Santa. My sleigh is stuck in this tree. I'll have to cut it free. Olive clung to the side of the tree. She tried to fly up to help Santa, but she could not. She climbed up slowly and started chewing. Chewing sticks was something Olive could do well. Thank you, Olive, said Santa Claus as they got back on their way. They had not traveled far when Olive's nose began to twitch. Olive smelled trouble. It was the smell of gumdrop candies as they fell from the sleigh. Drop, drop, drop. Olive barked, and Santa knew what to do. He steered the reindeer down and around so that all of the gumdrops fell, plop, 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 back into the toy sack. Lots of onomatopoeia. We were very lucky to not lose a single gumdrop, thought Olive. Then she heard a strange sound. It was the musical note. Eee! She spun around on her string to see the night sky filled with falling flutes. Olive had to howl louder than the wind instruments. This was not music to Santa's ears. First gumdrops and now flutes, thought Santa. That tree must have torn a hole in my sleigh. Prepare for an emergency landing, Santa instructed. So far, even though that Olive's not really a reindeer, she's very helpful. I think that will help lead us to our theme, so be thinking on that. The sleigh landed in a snowy field full of flutes. Luckily, Olive was very good at fetching sticks. It is something that dogs love to do. Before Santa had finished patching the hole in the sleigh, Olive had returned each and every flute back to the sack. Ho, 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 said Santa. We're ready to go. We're running late. But after a while, all the good children received their presents, and Santa and his team headed home. Where is Santa right now? Based on this picture clue, where is he? You're right, Paris, France, which is in the continent of Europe. We've looked at the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is an iconic landmark for Paris, France. They were almost home when they got caught in the dreaded North Pole fog. The reindeer slowed down until it was only the breeze that moved them along. The fog was as thick as a pillow. As thick as a pillow. What type of figurative language is as thick as a pillow? You're right, it's a simile. Good job. Because it used the word as to compare fog and a pillow. It made everyone feel sleepy. Then Santa remembered something about dogs. They were expert smellers. Olive, I'd hate to be late for breakfast this year, he said. Mrs. Claus has planned a parade of cookies. You can almost smell them, can't you? Olive could smell the cookies. Olive, won't you guide my sleigh this morning? Asked Santa. Olive moved to the front of the reindeer. Thanks to Olive's nose and Mrs. Claus's baking, they made it all the way back to the North Pole. All of the elves sang out a cheer. Hooray, hooray! Santa and the reindeer and the little doggy are back! Back at the North Pole, it was a glorious morning. After eating lots of good food, it was time to open presents. The reindeer got jump ropes and the elves got toy trains. Santa reached into his toy sack. There was just one present left. It was for Olive. It was her very own set of reindeer antlers. They fit perfectly. Then everyone went outside to play reindeer games. The end. Okay, after reading the story, All of the Other Reindeer, I asked you before we started reading to think of what the theme would be. Remember, theme is the moral or lesson of the story. The author's purpose in writing this was to entertain us, but also they want us to gather something from it. Okay, how can we become a better person? What can we learn from this story? So, right here, there is a question. It says, what is the theme of this story? Go ahead and answer that. If you said something about staying true to yourself or to never give up, or I would think that even always find a way to help other people, I think all of those themes would be awesome. I thought that the theme of the story was stay true to yourself. That's the theme that I went with. You might have had something different, but as long as you explained it, you're good. So, my example would be the theme of all of the other reindeer is stay true to yourself. I know this because even though Olive thought she was a reindeer, she had a lot of different ways of helping out Santa Claus because she's actually a dog. So being a dog is staying true to herself. And by her being a dog, she was able to be helpful. She was able to sniff things out. She was able to retrieve different flutes. All the different dog qualities made her very helpful for Santa. So don't wish that you are something that you aren't, pretty much. Another thing that we're learning about is summary. Okay, summary is somebody wanted, but so then. Somebody wanted, but so then. So now I'm going to ask you, can you come up with your own summary of all of the other reindeer? I'm going to walk you through it. Your somebody would be Olive. So Olive wanted, what did Olive want? To be a reindeer. Your next word is but. Okay, so somebody wanted but she's not a reindeer. Somebody wanted but so she went ahead and joined Santa's crew. Then she was really helpful because she was able to sniff out the cookies, retrieve the flutes, and what's the first thing she did that made her helpful? And something about the tree. Oh, chewing sticks. Okay, so we'd say somebody is Olive, wanted to be a reindeer, but she's not a reindeer. So she joined Santa's crew. Then she was helpful by using her different dog skills. Okay, so there would be your summary.